Fixing fatty liver in 2 weeks. Surprisingly simple method that so many people going crazy about. Viral video of ours on all platforms. Detoxing your liver with this 1 glass per day. And I'll leave you with a couple other really fast steps as well later in the video. But when you get a video like that, you guys got questions.
Lots of questions.
We got answers. So thousands and thousands and thousands of comments. This is the follow-up to the surprising liver detox drink that you can simply do each day. 46% of Americans dealing with fatty liver. Not good. That's probably low side. Like, who's really like, I sometimes wonder how they come up with those numbers. You're just multiplying by the number of people that live in the country. But alcohol, obviously, huge cause. But now, even bigger cause, sugars, glucose, overeating. That's what makes the liver cirrhose. And NSAIDs. If you are on an aspirin, if you are on an ibuprofen, these are really hard on it. Even Tylenols, tough on that liver. So, over-the-counter medications in general, alcohol, and too much eating, too much sugar going into it. So, how do we reverse this? Drinking a glass of lemon juice. Squeezed lemons. We're going to talk about juice that you buy concentrate-wise. We're going to talk about all the how-tos. Squeezing one in there. Drinking it each day. Significant impact. Ask me why.
Why, Dr. Livingood?
Oh, such a good question. How does that even work? Bioflavonoids. Love them. My favorite one? Quercetin.
Yes.
I have a favorite bioflavonoid,
Everyone's-
don't you? What's your favorite
everyone's
bioflavonoid? Hesperidin? Rutin? Oh, so much fun. Amazing.
I
for
thought
the-
there was only one.
Amazing for the blood vessels. They're oftentimes in citrus fruits,
Yes.
which this is like the ultimate easy access citrus fruit. And those bioflavonoids are what galvanize the liver, literally puts a protective layer over the top of it, but also gets into the liver and helps kick all the toxins out. That and a couple other friendly liver foods can change things really fast for you, but we're focusing on the lemon water today. Daily nourishment. So literally it's just one of these a day. But the questions, they just started to roll.
Everyone had the same questions.
You went
was
digging because you were like, wow, these videos are helping so many people. How can I help them? And then you start answering them and like, all right, we got to make this video.
a follow-up video for
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So one of the main questions was, would you get the same effect if you used real or concentrate or lemon juice versus real lemons?
The key to this whole thing is bioflavonoids. So it's a matter of getting those bioflavonoids in. So I went and did what I do and researched it. I'm like, all right, give me the bioflavonoid. I figured there had to be a study somewhere. Lemons have been around a long time. And sure enough, the bioflavonoid content in the juice concentrate versus the fresh squeeze, pretty similar. I think you're always best by going with real food, right? And fresh, because you just don't know what they did. If you're gonna get it in the form of concentrate,
You wouldn't get
I would go like organic. Like, do we have lemon juice or no?
No, we don't, because I do juice ours.
We just,
Anytime I need it for a recipe, I have lemon.
otherwise you're going for a lemon masher,
Masher, juicer,
hammer, chew.
however you like to squeeze yours.
So squeeze it in, and then like how much? I go for just one whole lemon because it's like you can cut one in half and leave it in the fridge. I mean, I guess you could, but they're pretty cheap and it creates a good amount of juice. How much water? To your taste. I do about 12 ounces. That's about 12 ounces, right? And then I'll just
8 to 12.
suck this down in the morning.
You do, and sometimes I'll take a few sips. It's not with the concentrate. You just want to make sure you're not getting one with added preservative type of things in there. But
No
if it is just
preservatives or-
organic lemon juice,
Pretty solid.
you're going to still have benefits.
So then you're pouring the amount in. So then you're like a capful, maybe 2 capfuls, a teaspoon, maybe 2 teaspoons. That's what you're looking for to get that bioflavonoid dose every morning. And then people, like, I love how they always want to interchange lemons and limes, like they're the exact
Can you
same
do a
thing.
lemon or can you do a lime? Or
Some
does
of
that
you
be a
literally
lime?
call limes lemons and lemons lime. Like, it's so confusing. They're just peas in a pod.
Does that matter?
I did the research on this too. So when you dig in from a lemon compared to a lime, you're going to drink a glass of this a day. You're not going to get the same amount of flavonoids with a lime. Not to say that you can juice the lime if you want to. That's fantastic. We use them on a lot of different foods and we put them in our sparkling waters and such. Still got a lot of nutrients, but it's about a third less than the bioflavonoid category.
So you would just need more potentially, but lemons are going to be your top go-to. So a lot of people were also concerned about the acidity, is what they were saying. Either bad for their enamel or bad for maybe like a gut issue.
It's interesting because biochemically, once it gets into your system, it's actually alkalizing what it does in the system. But on the way in, all right.
A little acidity.
You got a point. So yeah, enamel wise, what are the tips that we can like reduce this?
So you can use, well, for one, you would
This
want
is like cooking category.
Yeah,
This is like
you don't
more
really,
like
you're like, just drink it. You don't
I'm like,
think
it's good for you. Get it in.
You don't think about your teeth.
No, I'm like, I'll do anything. Like, I don't care what it tastes like. And you're like, okay, let's make this simple and nice. And Take care of our teeth. You pretty teeth.
Take care of our teeth. Well, first of all, you're not doing this like 4 lemons every day for 4 years. So you're not talking a long time of a lot of lemons. But if you do want to be a little bit more careful, a little preventative, make sure you use cold water, not warm water. You could use a straw.
Cool. Can I touch it? Nerd alert. So cold, right? We're shivered up, right? So the acidity is going to be more tighter, right? Warm, it's going to disperse more, so it's dispersing more on your teeth. Not that you can't drink. My grandpa used to drink. He had dentures, so that's probably a bad example. That's a bad example.
A lot of people drink warm lemon water for their digestive system.
It gets you moving.
But you could prevent it with a straw. You could also make sure you rinse with water when you're done. You don't want to brush the acid on your teeth right away, so you would want to wait to brush, but you could at least rinse with water, swish around some water. But again, you're not necessarily using a ton of lemons when you're doing this. You can minimize the lemon amount as well. That's what I have for teeth.
Love it.
What about the gut? A lot of people are asking, what about GERD or GI issues in general? Would it affect
a little bit of who maybe shouldn't do this?
Yep.
Right? Because I think this is so simple. Our son, he's 8, drinks it. So there's really not much of a limitation, except if you have something that the acid would irritate. And so you're looking at if your mouth had a bunch of sores, if you had ulcers, it's possible with a GERD or a heartburn. Could go either way.
Right.
Could be super beneficial. Also could be a little irritating, depending. I don't know what you have going on down there in the gut. Do you have GERD because things are starting to protrude up through and there's a bunch of irritation in the digestive system, but it's not an ulcer, but it's kind of GERD symptoms, and any kind of thing that could possibly irritate. Now, by the time it gets to small intestine or lower intestine, you're not going to have any issues there. So I would look, just from that perspective, from the teeth side of things, maybe a little irritation side of things, I would do it on an empty stomach if you can. So I will normally get my workout and then I'll come home and it's fresh squeeze.
I got my workout by the squeezing.
Fresh press.
Of my lemons.
Forearms are looking good. And then I'll just have it then because it's rehydrating me after the workout. It's going to give a big dose. So many vitamins, vitamin C, B vitamins, lots of minerals, potassium. But those bioflavonoids are going in, and it's take that, liver. So you're liver shot right in the morning.
Ideally empty stomach.
Empty stomach. Well, you're not competing, right? Because now it's 2 hours later, I'm having coffee, and now what's going on? The stomach just what's happening in here with all these fluids? Imagine just being the stomach of just what gets dumped in at one time, and you're I don't know, boys, just mix it all up, right? So to get the nutrients absorbed, give it the maximum, give it the best ability, I would do it on empty stomach. If you can't, you're still getting bioflavonoids in, so I still prefer that better than not. But these are the questions that the internet wants to know. So that's the doctor's opinion. What's next?
Yeah, the only other ones were more doesn't matter what kind of lemon. No, a Meyer lemon or whatever a non-Meyer lemon is.
Does it need to be organic?
Lemons?
Yeah.
No.
Because of the tough skin.
Tough skin, yeah. That was you just threw that one at me. I don't know. It's a very thick skin. They don't have to be. You're not eating the outside. Now, some people still juice the outside, and that's still fine too. But they're not super pesticide driven. But
they don't soak them up
yeah,
because of the tough skin.
And then the other question really was how do you store them? Because lemons on the counter will go bad really fast. They'll get really soft. These are on their last days. These are actually Meyer lemons though. They look a little bit more like an orange. Storing them in the fridge. You can keep a lemon in the fridge for up to 3-4 weeks. Easy. But if you keep them on the counter, they'll go bad faster.
So the juice might be more effective for you. I just like that fresh. There's enzymes involved more with a fresh lemon versus the
If you didn't have a squeezer, you would do lemon juice.
Where do you get your squeezer, by the way? Do we have a juicer on the
Amazon marketplace? Yeah, there's probably a juicer, I assume.
Okay.
But
so
this what I like.
Juicer,
this what I like because you can squeeze lemons or limes.
So you could mix this in with other things, though. It would be fine. If you really couldn't stand that and you wanted to add a little stevia or a little Monkford or even a little honey.
Make a little lemonade out of it.
The problem with that is you're starting to introduce things that are going to start impacting insulin levels, which is the whole thing we're trying to prevent with the liver. Too much constant sugar. That's what this thing has to deal with. It is one of your, outside of just what's floating around in your blood right now, this is your backup first. It's going to zap. This is why I love when you cut out sugars or come tune in with me on fasting and do that with me, because it zaps the sugars that are built up in your liver. It zaps the triglycerides built up in your liver, starts eating away the fat in your liver. That's one of the first energy stores that go. Getting fat off one of our organs is massive. Then it goes into all right, now let's try to go after this one. So introducing sugars while can I do a lemon gummy? No. No, it's the same with ACV. It's like, can I do the ACV gummy? Everyone wants to know that. Maybe we'll do a video like this on ACV as well. I was like, no, you're trying to use ACV to lower your blood sugar levels. You can't get it through taking a gummy made of sugar. Like, it doesn't work that way. So I would prefer it straight up. But if you do mix it with another juice, like you're juicing a bunch of things, like we'll juice a whole lemon and then we'll juice greens, and like that's fine.
Yeah.
I do have it in my greens powder, and so our new basics greens has lemon in the powdered form. So if you dehydrated it down, still preserving some of those nutrients, but nothing beats old Mother Nature. And that looks like an orange.
Oh, okay.
Did we?
No, Meyer lemons are a little bit darker than.
That's an orange.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
Let the internet decide.
Let you decide.
Wow, that's like
A yummy lemon. Meyer lemons are a little bit.
that's kind of in the middle though.
This is what we make the ice pops out of. These lemons. This is what I squeeze.
Who's Meyer? What is up with the lemons? I did not know about this.
That does actually taste a little more mild.
It does.
I don't know. It's just a Meyer lemon.
I need to do the research on the flavonoid count in Myers. So how do you accelerate this? You can reverse fatty liver up to 43, 44, 45% in a matter of 2 weeks. Step 1, glass of that every day. Step 2 and 3. So this is going to be more like the quick response, right? For it, just like on a daily basis, you're getting that in. The longer term protection, as well as like nutritionally, what can you quickly do? So I made an entire video breaking that down. I think like 3-pronged approach, 2 weeks, fatty liver, half as much. Imagine what happens after a month or 2 of simple routines. So check that video out. It is incredibly popular on YouTube. I put that right here for you as a next step so you can dive into that. So go check that part out. And if you need some help with like how do you really cut out the sugars that are building up in there, I also made a fasting video for you. So you might want to check that one out. Fix the liver problems for good by
Look at
implementing that.
you.
So there you go.